your question is probably something somebody else has. So go ahead and ask away. So first of all, Flipgrid. My students have the iPad, and one day I found Flipgrid on there and figured out, hey, what is this? And I used it as a reflective piece after my kindergarten students went to a virtual firefighter field trip, and they had to reflect what they liked best about the field trip. And what I loved best about it was the ease of what I had to do for it and how simple and how quickly my students were able to get on and create a video. So with that, I'm going to share my screen. And if you haven't created a Flipgrid account, I'm going to first walk you through with how to create a Flipgrid account. So let's see. Marianne, is my screen sharing?
It is.
Perfect. So it's flipgrid.com. Over here is the educator's login. So I'm going to click educator login. At that point, because I'm using my mtsd.org account, it is associated with my Gmail account. That's probably the biggest and hardest thing for my students to realize, that their email is a Gmail account. So as an educator, we're going to, if you have not, you want to sign up today. So you will go through this sign up today, and you'll actually just sign up with your Google account, sign up with Google. So when you click on this, it does the same thing for the students. It populates their Gmail account. And always what I forget to do is make sure that I'm using my 5G and not my 2G. So if I'm a little slow here, I'm going to double check I'm on the right one. So it should come up here that my Gmail is there. And then you select that, and then you can get started with it. So I already have a Gmail account, so I'm going to just go ahead and Google login. And with any luck, it will come up this way as well. The technology will be on our side. So I'll give that a second, and then always without fail, there should be a second way. I hate when things don't work correctly. So let me see if I can get it up on a different device and go from there. Here it comes. So my accounts that are associated with it, I'm going to go ahead and click my Add MTSD account. And now it's going to take me into Flipgrid. And that, it's as easy as that to do that, is to create an account. So what I want to do at this time is I want to give people the opportunity, because what I hate most about an in-service or a training is that I leave and I forget a step, or I don't know what to do. So I'm going to give you a 5-minute, I'm going to stop talking, give you 5 minutes to go and set up your Gmail account with Flipgrid. So if you are on your laptop, you can actually open up a new window and go ahead and do it. If you have another device with you, go ahead and I've gotten really good. I've already started my timer, so for it. So I'm going to go to 11:15. At 11:15, go ahead and create it. Log in and get an account situated as an educator.
I must have done this before. I didn't realize I already have an account. So that was easy.
And I see people are putting in the chat that they're done. They already have an account, but go ahead if you haven't, create it, so that I'm here to answer any questions.
right, about how much more time do you think you need? Anyone really struggling with it? Oh, you're muted, Pam.
It's a simple task, but just wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to do it.
Yeah.
Because I think by the end of today, they'll want to go on and actually put a Flipgrid assignment for something they're working on this week.
I hope so.
They'll think of it.
Pam,
Yes.
I do have that same screen that you have up, like it says discussion or whatever. And then I was just wondering, how do I can I pin that on top? Like I have my Bitmoji and my Screencastify and Cami?
Yep, you just like you did all of those, your website, you're gonna grab that and push it down into your shortcut of your bookmarks. Is that what you're looking for, like to make it a bookmark thing at the bottom?
Well, I bookmarked it with my star.
Okay.
Mark the page, but on like I have all the little icons up in the right-hand corner for like Bitmoji and Screencastify. Can I do that for Flipgrid too, or it's just going to be in my?
You can. If you click right after where it says maybe new at the very top in your bar up there, Hallie. So you're going to highlight everything, and then with your arrow cursor that pops up, drag it down, and now it should land right in your bar like you're asking.
Okay, I'll try it. I'll try it after.
And if you want to stay on, I'll show you.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I was going to say if it doesn't. So now we all have an account. So, and this is what you're looking at. And what makes this so simple is at the top, you're looking at discussion, discovery, activity, mixtapes, shorts, and grid pals. If you wanted to reach out to other people across, I guess, the country, world using Flipgrid, that's through Grid Pals. But today I'm going to focus on two of the main things here, discussion and mixtapes. Most of our time is going to be on discussions. So you're looking at a blank screen. I have my topics here because those are the ones that I've already done this year. So I'm going to get started and I'm going to add a topic. And once I click add a topic, I really only have about 3 things that I need to do here. So I need to give it a title. This is called Star and Wishes. And now when I scroll down, I have the opportunity to start a discussion, write a question. For my students, this is where I write my directions for them. You saw on my list was a gingerbread. They had to use their gingerbread that they created, and then they had to retell the story of the gingerbread boy, girl, or man. So that's where I wrote those directions. So I want you to either share a star, something that has gone well, or a wish of something that you wish was different or wish that you could make happen. So now I'm going to scroll down. This is where it's asking you to put in some media. Now, for the high school, middle school teachers, I think this is a great place where you could put a video and link a YouTube video. And in your questions, you could have asked them to answer the questions. So it allows them to watch a video and respond to the questions. So let's keep going down because I'm going to keep this so simple. I'm not going to put anything extra in there. And now it's asking me for student emails or student username. What I loved best about it was that there is no additional login for it. So I just use the student emails. And here's where I put in at mtsd.org. And anybody that has my code and a Mill Creek user, or pardon me, a Mill Creek Google account can access this. So now I'm going to scroll down. There's some additional things that I can do. One of the things that I like is how long do you want your kids to talk? You can have them share a video from 15 seconds up to 10 minutes. So I would believe that David only had a minute and a half to talk because his recording was slightly under his minute and a half. And he knows that if he would have gone over it, it would have cut him off. So he wanted to make sure he was within that time. I'm going to ask you for 15 seconds today. Now, for older, for the high school, middle school teachers, if you need to, you can do some changing of some topics in there. But at this time, I'm just going to create my topic so that you can see what happens. It gives you a link. It gives you Flipgrid, and then it gives you that code. So you can also notice that you can make it post right to your Google Classroom. So you can make it, and it will post it right to the classroom. So what I want to do now is, how do students get to it? What does it look like for a student doing it? So I'm going to switch my cameras at this time, and I'm going to bring up my iPad. Oh, I have to click all set here. So and if you would write this down, because I'm asking everybody to do this. Oh, did I tell you this is an interactive professional? Oh, I forgot that. It's interactive. So I'm all set here. I'm going to go back to my screen, and I'm going to change my camera. Oh, did you not get that? Over it again. All right, I'm going to stop presenting, and I'm going to switch my camera to my document camera, and I have my iPad up. In just a second. And so I'm going to pull up my iPad, and it's an actual app, but if you are using the website, you can go ahead to the website and use Flipgrid and go to the Flipgrid website. And now it wants me to enter a join code. So right now I'm going to enter my join code, and it was, if you didn't write it down, it was 7 4 2 3 1 1. D as in dog, C as in cat. And then I'm going to go ahead and press my blue button. And Marianne put it in the chat. And now what the students see is stars and wishes. That's what I called it. And all they have to do is join with Google, because that's their Google account. And it automatically pops up because they're using their district device. So making sure that they choose their Google account. It is now here at my website, and my directions are there. It says stars and wishes, share a star or a wish. So a star is something that has gone really well for you this year. A wish is something that you wish would go better for you. So at this point, I'm going to touch record and response, and it's going to ask me to use my camera and my microphone, and I've already said yes to it. So now I'm going to go ahead as soon as it loads, and I'm going to record my star or my wish. All right. I told you it was interaction. This is
So Pam, I'm
Yes.
I'm on the website, and it says start a discussion. So
No, you want to start a discussion. You should be able to find where it says enter a code.
Okay. So I think what I'm going to do.
And I'm going to do it one more time, and I'll do it this way. It might be a little bit easier if I log out of my web browser, and I'm going to come back in and go again with sharing my screen.
That's what I'm doing that right now to see what options it provides me.
So
when I did that, it gave me a choice of create a topic or share a join code. So I actually closed out of my Flipgrid, and I went back into join and, or, to log in. And so I'm going to click number 2.
yes, because my fault, I probably should have done the teacher account second. We should have done it first, but I wanted them to have an account, so they have it. So yes, I logged out, and I'm logging back in. And this time I'm going to use enter the join code. and it was 742311DC. And now when I go click go, because I think it's important for you to see what the students see as well. So because that's how it was named, Stars and Wishes by Pam Swanson, now I can join with Google. And with any luck, my computer will allow me to find my. So again, I'm just going to give you, I asked for 15 seconds, star or wish. So I'm going to ask that you try it. Try it now. See if you can go and be a student and actually add something to our stars and wish. And your wish could be that you wish the snow would go away. Your star might be as simple as you know, we're able to see some beautiful lights this weekend. It doesn't have to be tied to your classroom. It can be tied to however you want. So it did pop up. I am going to go there, log in successful. This is where I'm going to record. And again, it may or may not ask you for access to your camera and your microphone. All right, so let's see. I'll just using this camera because I didn't switch it. So, am I upside down, Marianne?
Yes.
You are?
Oh, good. That's where I want to be. Upside down and backwards. So I'm going to hit my record button. Students hit the record button. It gives me my 3, 2, 1. I wish I would have flipped my cameras before presenting. That would be my wish. I hit my stop. It says the only thing that I can do next, my kids have gotten good playing around with some effects and some flips and stuff like that. I'm just going to go to my next one. And I wish I would have flipped my cameras before and presented one more. Next, this is where my name is on it. I can change my name. I can upload a picture. But basically, simplicity at its finest. I'm going to hit submit. It's going to take a minute to go through and submit it. Lots of fireworks, said I did a great job. And I'm going to say complete. And now you can see there's one response up here. Now, my responses are going live because I teach kindergartners and I trust them. But you can, in the preferences, change it that you have to approve them before they get posted. And if I was teaching middle school and high school or older students, I would probably change those preferences as well. So log out of your teacher account and try to log in using our access code. Let's turn my mic on. One of the things that was said this morning, and I'm going to switch cameras as well.
That everybody has a Merry Christmas, and my star is that that we don't have too much snow.
And Holly, you're unmuted. So if you want to mute yourself, you're good.
Is that
So I'm looking at my dashboard already, and I see 6 people have already posted a response. And here's 9 already. So simplicity at its finest. So as a student, you have the opportunity to look at other students' works. Remember, you were playing as a student. So as a student, you can see the other 9 responses. You can view them, you can watch them, you can make comments or questions about them. So although we're coming up to the 11:30 mark, 9 people have. If you didn't want to make a star wish, please at least go and take a look at it so you can see what your students are seeing, because I think that's just as important. 12 people are playing along with me. Thank you.
Hi, Pam. I put mine on there, but how do I look at other people's?
All right, let's take a look at that then. All right. So let me share my screen. So when I go back to it, I'm going to hit my refresh button. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm in as a student. And I logged out and logged back in as a teacher. So I'm going to go back in as a student. So I'm entering my code. You should be able just to hit your refresh at the top and see them. But let's see.
Yep, that worked perfect, Pam.
All right. So the best is sometimes my kids figure out things long before I do. So somehow, even I continue to tell my learning coaches, the people that are at home with my students, that they're amazing because they do great things all the time. So you can see as I scroll down here, I'm looking at 14 of the responses. And if I click on one of them, I have the opportunity to listen to it.
I loved sharing our favorite Christmas ornaments during Zoom. That was really fun. We need more practice with arrays.
So I'm going to go back. And if I go back to my list as a teacher, you're going to
Something that went well was the turkey dinner I made last night for my family.
So that's how students see it. So let's log in now as a teacher. So I'm going to go ahead so that you now have seen how a student goes, how simple it is for a student to post to the topic, how the students can look at others. You can even, as students, respond to others. But I want you to see now, as an educator, what it is that you're going to see as a teacher. So if I flip here, it should take me back here. And of course, I'm going to need to log in one more time. And when I look at mine, there's my stars and wishes. And all of the topics that I have will be listed there. You can see that 14 students have already responded. So when I click on it, this is what I love most about it. You can see that 25 views of those 14 responses, 1 comment, and some engagement going on. So as I scroll down, I can see everybody. Jeremiah?
Pam, I don't think we're seeing the correct screen right now. Sorry.
No, thank you. Let me change my screen. So I had a multiple tab open, and apparently I was only sharing one of those tabs because it helps with the video. streaming. All right. So let's do this one and share that. All right, now we're looking at, so I'm logged in as a teacher. I see my discussions, my stars and wishes. Here's where I see 14 responses, 25 views, and 1 comment. Who's looking at whose? So 2 people have looked at Mr. Bool's. Haley had 1 view. Helena had 2 views. So 3. So you can see who's viewing whose. And then there was 1 comment. Over here, somebody made a comment. And I can click on it, and I can actually see.
I wish I had picked the coldest corner of my house to make my home office in.
So, and let's see, it was a public comment. And on one of the coldest days, get some hot cocoa. So I can see those kinds of things as well. So what I loved best about Flipgrid was the simplicity, how fast, how quickly I was able to get that up there. I shared with Miss Marianne before we got started our fire safety. So I do need to share my fire safety, my 1 student that was super excited. So there's where I put in a picture on the media. And I'm gonna scroll down. I'm pretty sure you can see my kids love watching themselves as well as the other students. So this was the little student that I was super excited
You
about.
went to my place. They sit down the road by my house.
So I just love
You
it
went to my
because
place.
it's kids' voices, kids sharing, kids doing great things on it. So now, one of the things that we were able to do is the kids can view it that way, or you can make what is called a mixed tape. Love mixed tapes because when you're all done, you can put them all together and they can watch it as 1 video. So, easiest way to do that is to click on your stars and wishes. And then when all of the list comes up, if you use the drop-down menu, well, first I'm going to put a check mark here because I want to use all of my videos. And I'm going to do the drop-down next to actions. And I'm going to add to a mixtape. When I add to my next mixtape, I can add to what I've already created, or I can create a new one. And I found it easiest to do it this way. Star and wish. And I can put more information in it. I can make it password protected, but I'm just going to go ahead and create it. And now what it did was it took all of those, smashed it into a mixed tape. And now when I go to my mixed tapes on December 7th, I can share, or I can click on the link and actually watch it. Now let's see if this opens up. I wish I would have flipped my cameras before presenting. That would be my wish. And it should just play all the way through to all of them, but it's not. Oh, I clicked on the 1. All right. So I'm just going to click on the join code up here. I think it took me to a new page. Did it, Marianne, take me to a new page?
I'm not sure. You're still, you mean on your screen?
Yeah, on my screen. So I need to change.
Yeah, on your screen right now, you have star and wish, and you're screen yourself and then me.
All right, hang on. I'm going to switch my page. So this is what a mixed tape looks like. So it gives you your title, who it was made by, how many videos are in here. And then you can see all of the videos that were listed. And then if you keep scrolling down, you see who's starring in this mixtape. and then directed and made with friends. So how is this different? So if I click on it, one, we're done watching me. Here we go,
My
Mary
star
Ann.
is that Pam's doing a great job, and I'm learning a lot right now.
I hate the snow. I wish I was living in Arizona. I'd decorate a cactus for Christmas if I had to.
My star for this week is I love sharing the pen on the iPad with my kiddos. So much fun.
So as you can see, it just plays the mixtape or the video itself all the way through. So just a different way to share your Flipgrid. So Marianne, I know that I'm a little bit long for a 30-minute in-service, but short on an hour in-service. But my goals for today were to have the teachers have the opportunity to create a Flipgrid account, be a student and share and create a Flipgrid, and they did that. Have a chance to see how a teacher sees what the students have done, and also take a look at my mixtape and see how that is. So I'm going to open it up for questions.
Pam, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
It was really fast. Could you show me the different activities you've done with your students so far? Not play the tapes, but just kind of show me through some of the things that you've done.
Sure. Some of the things that we did, and I'll go back to my correct screen if I'm right.
You're on your Stars and Wishes page right now.
All right, so I'm doing the right page. Oh, that's the student. All right, hold on. So I told Marianne that I don't use Google Meet as often as I should. I started with trying to use it, and I'm definitely better with presenting with my little kids with Zoom. And now, because they know my link, they go to there all the time. And so I apologize, I'm a little not so great with Google Meet. I thought that would be a better way to use it. All right, so now my topics was gingerbread retelling. They did and built nets, so they had to share how they created the net and what they were going to do with it. They listened to a story, how to disguise a turkey, and then they disguised their turkeys. They made a happy Veterans Day and thanked the veteran. They created trash art using recycle thing for the letter R and created and did a trash art. Thankful we did it a different way. Their Halloween parade, we used our entire Grandview virtual students, K through 5th grade. The students were asked to record themselves walking their Halloween costume and then pull up their mask and tell them who they are and what grade they're in. They did a pumpkin maze and firefighter safety. So I'm a nut, and thankful were ones that I was playing with and never scheduled it out. Now, if I realized I needed some more explanation, probably the one that I use the most is to the far right to the pencil. And I click my edit topic. And this allows me to make some changes to my topic. So if I wanted to add a video or if I wanted to add an image, I could do that as well, or a website where they were reading from. So, but I did want to touch a little bit down here. If I turn this on, wasn't that, it was down here, a little bit further. If I keep scrolling, there is where they have to ask for where it locks it. And I know that I saw that on there and I'm probably scrolling too fast now. You can schedule it ahead of time. And maybe it is just this button that I'm sliding over to green, that new videos and comments will be hidden from students until you activate them. So
that might be, for those teachers who would want to use this for a grade, presentation, or they didn't want other students to use the same ideas. Sometimes in high school classes and college classes, you might not be able to respond to a discussion until you've responded to a discussion. So that makes me think that that's what that button might be, that you don't get to see what other people have posted until you yourself have posted.
yeah, and I'm not sure, I also thought it might be, if I click on this and I remember reading it just real quick, I'll look at it, it's switching into a new screen, that you have to approve it to post it as well. So,
Do you mind
Yeah.
if I pick up really quick?
yep,
So I've used Flipgrid before, and the topic moderation allows you to hide it. So, like sometimes for 5th grade, they could be like inappropriate. So I definitely like hide everything before I post it. So, they can't see it unless I approve it. And then I can also ask them to repost it as well.
that's kind of what I thought it was, so thanks for clarifying that for me.
Yep.
Can you put the mixtape in the Google Classroom?
So the mixtape, if I go back to my mixtapes and I want to action, and it's share, and I can just post it right to my Google Classroom.
That's great. Parents would love that. They would love to be able to see all of that.
So yeah, it is. It's really nice that they can see it quickly. You can actually send that link home and they can watch it because it becomes more like a public link. They don't have the opportunity to edit. They don't have to have the MTSD account, as far as I know.
And for our for any of our teachers who use Google Sites, that embedded code that's right to the right of Google Classroom, that's what they could use to add it to their Google site.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's great. So as you're sitting there thinking, all right, how can I use this? I see Kim Chase has her hand up. Kim, do you still have your hand up? Do you have a question?
Yes, I just wondered if you could, and you don't have to go as slow as you did when you presented it. Can you just go through the steps of making the mixtape?
Yes.
And I don't use Google Meet, I use Zoom, and I can't figure out how to change my name. Like I noticed my name says you there. So as you've been talking for a half hour, I've been trying to figure out how to put my name on there.
Oh, no, your name says Kimberly Chase on my screen.
Oh, when I look at it, it says you. So
yes,
okay.
so does mine. Yep, you're good.
Because you know who you are.
I hope so.
All right. That's not the screen I wanted to be sharing, but let me see if I can get there. Staying on here. So there's a couple ways to do it. I showed you one of the ways. So if I stay right here, I'm going to log in. At the very top, there's a mixed grid, and I could have started there, but I'm going to go back and show you exactly how I did it before. So I'm going to choose the topic that I want to make a mixtape. I'm going to choose my gingerbread retelling this time. And then right under the word responses, I put a check mark, and it check marks all of the students. So if there was a student that I didn't want to be part of the mixtape, I could deselect them. And then I just go down to add to mixtape. And because I didn't already create one of these, I need to create a new mixtape. And then And then I have the options to put in a description. I can make it password protected. That would be if I was putting it out somewhere where I didn't want people to be able to see it. All of my videos have been added, and I can go to my mixtapes. And they're all there. They're part of it. And then I can just share it this way and watch it. Now, I could have also just started right here at mixtapes, and I can create a mixtape. So let's say I had multiple classes that did the same assignment, but I didn't want it to overlap. So this is where I can title it mixtape samples. And then I'm going to go ahead and create my mixtape. And all it does is create a mixtape. Now I have to add videos to it by adding from my recent activities. So now I can go down and I can take this one.
My star is that I get to see all.
And I can, there's a way I can click the ones that I just want. I probably did recent and I probably didn't want to do recent. So I'm going to go back, try it again. I'm a great poke and hoper. So I always have decided that I poke, I hope, I make mistakes, and I just try it again. So I'm going to create, I have it, action, nope. I'm going to try it again, samples. And I think that's what I have to do. I have to actually edit. And it's not. All right, I know that I could select videos. And now for the life of me, it's not allowing me. But there's a way. I assure you that there is, that you could take them from different discussions. All right, Marianne, where are we with questions, comments?
Jean Shadler has her hand up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Hi, Jean.
So I have a question. So, hi. So my students all have Chromebooks, 4th grade. So what would be your advice in terms of getting them to use this for the first time? Like, should I walk them through the log? Because there's obviously nothing on Clever for Flipgrid.
Correct. So when I did it for my students, I made a video of it, and I just walked them through that steps. But with 4th graders, you probably could model it live for them because they would be able to follow along, very similar to how I did it with you. But
okay,
because they're just going to go through finding, and I would put the link, the original link, Flipgrid, into my Google Classroom, and they would access that. And I would have an initial topic, something just maybe fun, not, you know, really anything great or grade worthy. You know, what did you do over the weekend? What do you like about snow? What don't you like about snow? And go from there and actually create the topic and then share that through your Google Classroom. And then, because all they have to do is they'll go just like you did as a student, go to flipgrid.com, enter their code, and then go from there. Does that help, Jean?
yes. But going with that, since it like creates that link in Google Classroom, can't you just upload that link like as an assignment so they could click on it?
Exactly. So they're
Okay.
going to go from there. So they don't even have to enter the code. They'll click that link, and then they will go right to it, and they'll just use their Mill Creek Township School District as their login. I think that's the hardest thing, but I'm sure your 4th graders understand their Google District.
Oh, they're way better than I am. So yeah. They teach me stuff all the time.
I know. My kindergartners are starting to teach me things, which is hysterical. I'm like, all right, wait, stop, show me again. And it's good stuff. So, other questions or concerns?
As always, Pam, thank you so much for helping us out here.